This is the 2 sweet potato pie. You're gonna need some ginger snap cookies and butter to make the crust, as well as some roasted sweet potatoes, 3 eggs, a can of evaporated milk, some brown sugar and pancake syrup, as well as 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I'm not a basic white bitch, so I had to make my own. First up, we gotta peel and dice some mutant-ass looking sweet potatoes to roast them off. Any other recipe like this would have you boil them, but roasting I imagine would bring out the sugars more. For me, it took about 40 minutes in a 350 degree oven, but you should keep an eye on them and just make sure that they're soft but not burned. While the potatoes are roasting, it's time to smash your ginger snap cookies into crumbs. Of course, I wasn't bright, and my cookies were, well, soft instead of, snappy. Squeeze them like they call you daddy at night and mix them with some melted butter. Anyway, hand press the crust into a pie pan. This recipe's more of a cheesecake style, so you don't need to get it up the sides. Just layering the bottom is gonna be fine. Toss that crust in the oven with the sweet potatoes for the last 10 minutes of the roast and let it cool while you prep the filling. When the potatoes have cooked and had a couple minutes to cool, toss them into a mixing bowl and mash them with a hand mixer. When you realize that roasted potatoes don't have enough liquid to mash properly, set them aside for plan B. In a new bowl, whisk the eggs, some Newfie cream, that's evaporated milk for the non-Canadians out there, brown sugar, and syrup. Then toss in the failed sweet potato mash so that you can blend that to much better results. Oh yeah, don't forget that pumpkin pie spice. Mine was cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, a bit of ginger, and the tiniest bit of black pepper. Blend, 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 and pour that mixture into the pie shell and marvel in how much extra filling is left over afterwards because everything in this recipe feels wrong. After about 40 minutes in the oven, the pie may look a bit scary, but it is good to go. Let it cool overnight on the counter, and then toss it in the fridge until you intend to use it.
Tomorrow.
When you're ready to serve, slice it up and put it on a plate. This recipe calls for whipped cream, but I'm not here to tell you what whipped cream tastes like. Now, every instinct in my being as a Red Seal cook and a former baker tells me that this recipe was not going to work. The proportions seemed off, the methods weren't working, it was super liquidy, and even the ingredients seemed to be against me, but this was tasty. I hate to say it, but the pie really was too sweet! Okay, I'm never gonna do that again, I promise.